My name is Megan. I'm in my second year studying History and Modern Languages, specifically History and German, which is a joint honours course.
Hi, I'm Archie. I'm first year studying History and Spanish, which is a joint honours degree.
So a joint honours course is where you study sort of two subjects. You're just combining two different subjects and studying them together.
So a joint honours degree is basically when you just merge two subjects or two disciplines into one degree. I combine history and then a modern language, which for my case is Spanish, but you can choose from any modern language.
I think what's most important is that you show passion for both of the subjects that you're applying for. And I don't think it needs to be 50-50 on the personal statement, but I do think there shouldn't be a strong bias towards one or the other. It should be relatively balanced. And I also think what's good is that you show how the two sort of interlap and how they influence each other, which I think is a really important part of the joint honours course, that you show sort of how they interlink and interweave and how that really enriches your studies.
Give it time to explore both subjects. At the end of the day, you need to be interested in both sides of the joint honours degree, but also make sure that you find a bit of time and a bit of space to sort of find some through lines between the two subjects. So for example, my EPQ, I know that I wanted to kind of find that through line between history and Spanish, but it could just be reading a book, reading an article, trying to find what's the relationship between the two and giving a bit of space to explore that in your personal statement.
No, it's not double the work. You typically do sort of half of what the people that are studying them separately do. So I only do one language instead of two, and I only generally do about half of the history papers that the single honours history students do. I think sometimes you sort of have to liaise between the two faculties, so that can be a bit more difficult, but it's really worth it because I think it's a really great course. And yeah, it's not more strenuous than any of the other courses.
I wouldn't have signed up for it if it was. It's perfectly like the same amount as a normal degree. For example, history, I did half the amount of papers that a normal historian would do, and I did just Spanish, whereas normally you would do two languages in modern languages. So I've done exactly half the amount of work on both sides. It makes up a full degree. The only sense it's more work is if your timetables don't clash very well, which normally isn't the case for me, and I can usually just get all the work done without any real issues, to be honest.